Hey people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're well and in good health. Okay, if you are new here, please do like, share, subscribe. Please consider joining the channel, supporting the channel, support us on Patreon, link in description. Okay, right now we're going to check out a article, of course, bringing you the best in finance news right now. So we can see here that the BRICS movement is basically going to double with the admission of 6 new countries. So that's Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, which basically some of the most powerful countries in the world with large GDPs, and now they've been coming together in the BRICS movement and meeting around the world and developing their economies, and they're currently looking to bring in 6 new countries, which was the recent announcement at the conference that they're having currently in South Africa. So let's take a look on this garden article. It says here, the BRICS group of big emerging economies has announced the admission of 6 new members in an attempt to reshape the global world order and provide a counterweight to the US and its allies. Right, so from the beginning of next year, that's 2024, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Argentina, the UAE, and Ethiopia. So you've got countries from the Middle East, you've got countries from North Africa, and even Latin America there as well. And then it says, we'll join the current 5 members: Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, as it was announced in Johannesburg during the recent BRICS conference. So China's President Xi Jinping described the expansion as historic. He had been the leading proponent of the admission of new members, presenting an enlarged BRICS as a way for the global south to have a strong voice in world affairs. Obviously, you can see that the global south, with these countries in particular, obviously now you can see the competition between the G7, BRICS now is obviously getting more powerful with the potential admission of these new countries in the coming months. However, it's still unclear how the expansion would significantly enhance the group's clout on the global stage. Now, that might be through kind of intertrade or different kinds of, lending out loans, the development bank that they've got, and working together in cooperation in terms of economically and financially, see how that goes. Then it says that will depend on how far it will be able to act in unison. And it said, and the group of new members has made it even more disparate, a mix of powerful autocracies with middle income and developing democracies. It's not entirely clear what the newest BRIC members will have to gain from the membership in the bloc. Margaret Myers, the director of the Asian Latin America program at the Inter-American Dialogue, stated, for the moment at least, this move is more symbolic than anything. It's an indication of wide-ranging global south for a recalibration of the global order. Well, you can see obviously countries like Russia, China, they're looking to move in and become the dominant powers around the world. So Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, did not actually attend in person for the 3-day summit. And obviously because he was actually facing an arrest warrant related to issues around Ukraine and the war that's going on there. So it says BRICS enlargement represents a symbolic boost for him as he fights a US-led effort to isolate his regime to force withdrawal and end the war. So the decision to admit Iran, also looking for a way to sidestep sanctions, represented a win for Putin and Xi, helping give the group a more anti-Western, non-democratic tinge. They prevailed over the more cautious approach of other members who preferred to portray the group as non-aligned. For Argentina, which again is an interesting addition, facing dire economic problems, membership represents a potential lifeline to escape the developing crisis. So Argentina's economy is currently in crisis, and their currencies are hyperinflation and so on. So they're suffering a lot there in terms of Argentina. So it says here, we open up our possibilities of joining new markets, of consolidating existing markets, of raising investment coming in, creating jobs and raising imports, as Fernandez said. Ethiopia, again, an interesting country in Africa, which has also been admitted here. So it's the only low-income country in the group. And very interesting to see why Ethiopia. Maybe it's geographical strategy or strategic kind of positioning in the world, because it's not a high-income country. So it'd be interesting to see what the kind of thinking and strategy around that is. As Prime Minister, Abiy Ahmed described it as a great moment for his country. Indeed, nearly 2 dozen countries had formally applied to join the group, but there has to be consensus amongst the existing 5 members for candidate countries to be admitted. So, Cyril Ramaphosa, the president of South Africa, basically stated that guiding principles, standards, criteria, and procedures of the BRICS expansion process. So those criteria were not explained. However, Indonesia, for example, a population of 274 million and a powerful force in Asia, applied to join but was not admitted. Well, I mean, it could be admitted going forward because Indonesia's economy is developing and it's got a lot of people there in terms of, youth kind of workforce and so on. So for China and Russia, it's a win. They've been pushing for this for, many years, said Reinberg, the head of the America program at the Center for Strategic and International Studies. For China, it allows them to continue to build what they hope is a Beijing-centric order. And then on the other hand, for Russia, who's hosting it next year, I think it's going to be in Kazan in 2024. It seems like this is a tremendous opportunity to boost their significance and come out of isolation. And obviously Brazil or India, less enthusiastic about expansion, even though they rhetorically commit to it because it dilutes the power of membership in an organization that includes global powers like China. That's what Berg said. There's not likely to be an immediate economic benefit from membership of members who already have extensive bilateral ties with China. The group's new development bank, which has, I think, invested about 30 billion since 2015, is still relatively small, but Maya said that although the move is largely symbolic, that does not mean it's unimportant. This is significant and shouldn't be dismissed by G7 and other global North actors, she argued. The new members, especially the major oil producing ones, on board. Obviously, the key one being Saudi Arabia and also UAE. The BRICS configuration represents a much more significant share of the global economy and global population. So we'll see how the global south fares and the development of this route. We'll keep you updated. In order to do that, please do like, share, subscribe. Please click the notifications bell so you're up to date with all the latest videos. And consider supporting us on Patreon and join the channel. Okay, people, catch you on the next one.